Recordings in progress. Good evening, y'all. It's Platoon, Echo Platoon, evenings and weekends, week 18, day 2. We're still in React, but we're on the tail end of React, y'all. Look at this. That's it. That's all the React. After that, we go into a new module. Pretty much, I don't even know what's going on in here, but this is your personal projects and group projects. We're getting close. This should be about the last week of like pure brand new React stuff. Today, we are going to be talking about handling tokens on the front end. So I think we've had questions about this. It's not going to be anything crazy. Basically, we're storing stuff temporarily on the front end. And by temporarily, I mean real temporarily, like saving it in a state. You could make it a little bit more robust than that, but in this application, we're saving it in a state. How are we going to do that? We're going to create a React front end for the Wine API. So we're going to use this branch of the Wine API. If you're following along, don't feel obligated. I got an empty folder here. So we're going to clone down the Wine API, our old friend. And then, oops. Show fetch. This branch here with auth compose. My goodness. I've been typing for a little bit. There we are. To set up the API, clone down the repo, done. Check out, done. Execute the run compose shell script. I can do that. Script will start you off with 3 of the world's finest vintages. The relevant endpoints are here. So since this is a Django REST framework, we got some cool little endpoints built in for us that will tell us interesting things about our API. Need that no more. And here they are. So let's take a look at these real quick. This is hitting the back end, going to accounts/signup. Is where we went. We're getting a 405 method not allowed, blah, blah, blah. Basically, this is expecting a post request. It wants a username and a password with content like this and posted. So that's what the front end's going to have to give it. Looking at the get token, that gives us a token. Django REST framework's going to do what it's always done and give us a token when we ask for it. And lastly, we're not going to be able to see all this. So maybe we should just log in, huh? Probably should have tested this ahead of time. Work for us, or is it sign in? No, I didn't test that. We're not going to mess with that, but we're going to pretty much do this on the front end side. That's what I get. Cool. So as a reminder, this is what authentication flow looks like. The user is going to send a username and password to /signup. We've all used the internet. We've all logged into things. This is how it works. The API is going to create a user with that information, and it's going to have an associated token. Maybe right then and there and forever, or maybe it's going to, just have one ready to go for us. Nothing happens until we send another login request, unless we tie these together for some reason. But generally, we're going to send another request to get token. It's going to look up the user's token either when we try to sign in or when whatever the sign up process triggers a get token. Token gets sent over. Now the user's got the token. Future API requests that require tokens are going to shoot that token back. API is going to look at token sent, look at the token it's got. If they're cool, send a response. Regardless, it's going to send a response, but maybe not the response the user wants. The React frontend is here. Very cool. So let's clone that out. Get outside of the Django repo. Open that bad boy up. Like any other React app, run npm install, npm run dev. Oh. And with the repo first. Cool, it's running. I'm making this uglier than it is. Okay. All right, it's a little less hard to see. Cool. This is our React app. We're looking at React right now. We have a pretty basic looking page here. Let's see. Oh, we'll let that run over here. But I do want to open. I'm going to do it this way instead. I want to open up both of these repos. So this is where I'm at. I'm in the directory where both of these repos exist. Y'all look at them the way you want to look at them. That's how I want to look at them. Oh, we're here. Cool. I already did that. Yeah. All right, cool. So, what is going on here? How's this page being created? Well, in source app.jsx, we've got us a router that sends us to different pages. Maybe wines, sign up, log in, log out. Where we're at right now, we're just pulling in, I think, just the nav bar. Yep, here we go. So the nav bar is being brought in. So that's what we're seeing. When we're at nothing, we're seeing the nav bar. That nav bar should permeate through all pages we go to. So I want to see the wines. Oh no, what happened? Let's follow that. Here's a route, wines. Actually, I said I wasn't going to go into crunchy crunch detail on this for the lecture. We'll go a little bit fast. Notice wines is hoping for a user token. Without digging into how it, what's happening beyond that, we can tell right here, probably need to be logged in to see the wines. So let's go to sign up. There we are. So here's the sign up page. It's going to shoot us to, it's going to pull in this form component. It's got a handle submit without reading too deeply into that. Looks like it's going to be given a username and password just as we expect. So let's try it out. Squid, 1, 2, 3. And notice we're at the sign up. Oh, shoot. Should have blown my database away. We're at the sign up URL, sign up. Notice we're now at the login URL. How did that happen? Here in the sign up page, notice we've got an if and this state set. If should redirect correction is true, it'll take us to login. Originally, it wasn't true, so it gave us the sign up form. But now it's just sending us the login. So even though we went to sign up and we were still on that page, it's redirected us to login. Here. This is going to look a lot the same. It's going to be about the same exact thing as sign up. The difference between these two pages is the form type being sent to form. So sign up sending a sign up form type, login's doing a login form type. So this data being brought over, because it was just being passed down as props, should be able to log in. Great. Oh, I'm at the wines page. That's because this one directs us to wines. Notice earlier, when we weren't logged in, we didn't have a token. We were given this header. You must be logged in to see the wines. There's no front end, or sorry, there's no back end conversation going on there. Our front end is just smart enough to know, hey, I don't have a token set. Yeah, so I'm not going to know what to send your API. But once it does, it shoots us to a list of wines page. That there, this will be our kind of our first use of the token. So to recap, these are all our routes. The only one that's really requiring a user token is the wines path. So none of these really cared. When you're signing up, logging in, logging out, you'll need one, but sign up, log in, you wouldn't be expected to have a token, so those pages aren't going to pass that on. Looking at where we're at now, wines, list wines, we do now have this user token. We'll be creating a wines list, mapping it out with use effect. Assuming we got to this page, assuming there is a token provided, we'll run an async function, perform get wines, which basically is hitting this API endpoint that we built using the user token. Let's look at our API directory and auth API.js. It's all our auth dance. There it is, get wines. This is an asynchronous function. It's got a payload, method type, get, headers, blah, 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 authorization. There's our token right there. That is the user token that we got back that we're going to send to the backend. The body will be the result of awaiting a basic fetch to this URL with this payload. What is basic fetch? Up here at the top, real simple. Takes a URL, takes a payload, awaits response. That's it. Simple stuff. But it is performing a fetch with a URL and a payload. That goes to here, looking at Django side in the wine API in the views. Wasn't a primary key provided, so instead it's going to give us wine.objects.all. Those should be listed here, and that ought to look more or less like what we got back, I think. Yep. Wood shavings, apple muffins, trails. Looks good to me. That's the data. We actually got data using a token from the front end to the back end, got a response, providing it to the user. Cool beans. Lastly, logout. Are you sure you want to log out? On our main page. Here is the route, the logout route. It does require a user token. Also, it has set user token. Why does it need that? Because in logout, it takes both of those. And if there is no user token, it sends you back to login. We have a user token. We have provided it to the logout. So it's going to ask us, are you sure you want to log out? And then on click, handle logout, set user token to null. So we pass forward that state change callback function, set user token, so that we can change the state. We do that. We're back in login. We have done the dance. We have hit all the endpoints. Are there any questions? We're not digging too deep into the React side of all this. We can. I'll probably stop the lecture and dig into that with you guys. More interesting things like what's going on with these components and these forms and how's it figuring out where it's supposed to send things, but it's not too complicated. But yeah, easy peasy. And what's great about this is you can probably start a React application using this, and most of your login and dance is done for you. You don't have to figure that out on your own. You have to do that from scratch. As well as the wine API is, a good starting place. But anyhow, any questions? Any last words? Any ideas? Anyone feeling like React's not the move and they want to go learn Angular instead? When your friends told you about Vuex, you don't want to do this stuff anymore, I bet. No, React is cool. Still prevalent. Uh, if there are no questions, y'all gonna write a React front end to a DRF project of your choice that uses token authorization. Probably don't use the Wine API DRF project because that would be cheating. Find another one, change the URLs, or don't, but make sure you learn something. Maybe one you've built, maybe one from the curriculum, don't matter to me. Just make sure you're all able to do this. That is